another cold autumn evening on Sodor. Nia had just returned to the sheds after a hard day's work on Thomas's branch line. Next to Nia were Edward, Percy, and Henry. Unfortunately for the NWR's number 3, the flying kipper was cancelled due to a breakdown in the crane's hydraulic winch. The boats all had to deliver the kipper in Henry's absence, as there were no other engines available. Henry didn't mind. He thought of this as a break from pulling his favorite train. Nia, who had only been on Sodor for a few weeks since Thomas's big adventure, thought pulling a trainload of fish from Sodor to the mainland was quite intriguing. Gordon has also pulled it, but trust me, he detested it. I even suggested me, Percy, and Gordon take the train as a group activity. The engines laughed and laughed, but Nia felt sad. Henry felt awful. Thomas spoke up. Did we say something wrong? Thomas asked. Nia just looked into the stars. She was thinking of her closest friend Kwaku, a giant Garrett engine who both Nia and Thomas encountered during their travels across the world. She explained that work was dying up for the gentle giant and feared the worst could happen. Then Nia whispered something to Thomas. He understood at once. There is a story that is legendary in Africa. Nia asked me to tell you all about it as she told me the story when I first met Nia. The others listened as Thomas began. Throughout the years, the South African Railway persevered, even through the darkest years of its existence. However, one night in 1931, everything changed. A passenger who missed the last train was trying to get home. Then in the distance, he saw what appeared to be an engine approaching. It was the same shape as Kwaku, only it was painted in what looked like wartime black, pulling an assortment of coaches behind. Thinking it was a last-minute service, the passenger boarded the conductor's car and the engine set off. But when the train arrived at its destination, however, it wasn't what the passenger thought it was to be. There, all over the surface, was a barren wasteland, bones, and what looked like corpses and skulls laying there to rot. He then heard the cackling of laughter behind. There was no one else, aside from himself and the owner of the voice. He then spotted a church, unfamiliar to him. He then ran quickly inside as a pair of witches saw what unfolded. His mind was racing. As he got inside the church, it was like a maze. He had to get back on the train before the witches got to him. There was no way he was going to go back the way he came. So with blind luck, he found the exit and bolted towards the train. Inside the conductor's car once again, the engine popped away from the hellish landscape, the witches' laughter not too far behind. Once he got off from the platform, he turned and ran off. The station master asked what happened, and through quivering breath, he explained everything. The station master understood and offered the passenger a ride home. He immediately accepted, and they soon left. The station. The engine and its coaches vanished into the darkness, and since that night, no new sightings of the engine, its coaches, or the witches were spotted. But the other engines on the line have testified to have heard a ghostly whistle, followed by the shape of an engine and rank of coaches puffing slowly in the distance before vanishing out of sight. Percy and Henry were shot. Nia looked sadly at her buffers and looked like she was about to cry. Percy then spoke up. Well, what about the pastor? Was he able to recover from the ordeal? He was able to overcome his nightmare. The townsfolk thought it a great joke, till the pastor opened up to the police of where the train took him that night. Although most people were divided on his story, most believed his accounts. Sadly, in 2015, he died of old age. I didn't know this part, however. What's that? He was the grandfather to the controller of the Indian Railway, Miss Sharabala. Everyone was stunned and silent the rest of the night. Nia looked into the stars one last time, thinking of his friend Kwaku, in hopes one day he would return to Sodor. Thomas also looked into the stars, praying by some chance the engine and coaches would find the rest that they had been seeking for so long. I wonder if they had found that peace, don't you?